Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Plug you in, my tuning up frequency. Jett and the crew, they got the remedy. Discussing bats and all his legacy. Mike is Ivan. Welcome to the social hour. We're talking gospel, science, power. Look in the field of protest, got the keys to the Batmobile. Lights go down, the show's about to start. Jett's wisdom striking like a dawn. We're battle ways apart. We're in deep, not sleep. Welcome to the social hour, exploring Gotham's darkest hours. Tune in, feel the charge. Jett's at the hill with glowing large.
Welcome to the Social Hour. That's right. Welcome to the Social Hour. You like that song, Pete, from the BOF house band? The Social Hour song?
Which one? There's been a few of them lately. You've been playing
the Social
DJ.
Hour song. According to that song, I have the keys to the Batmobile. Pete Verra, everybody.
I think you do. Which Batmobile is it?
It's the hot rod from the Batman.
Okay, all right.
Muscle car. Muscle car.
Right.
Doesn't that one fit me the most?
You look more like a Snydermobile.
Hell no. It would either be it's either the muscle car from the Batman or, of course, Batman 66. Absolutely. Batman 66.
All right, there we go. Absolute Bill Ramey.
All right, this is the Social Hour, a Batman on Film podcast, batman-on-film.com. This is episode 182. I am the founder of Batman on Film, Bill Ramey. Let's ride, Pete Verra. What's up?
Let's ride.
What's up? Let's ride. Well, Pete, congratulations. The Yankees are in the World Series. They've won the American League pennant.
This is it's very exciting. It's been 15 years, so
the Yankees are the American League champs, the new American League champs. However, Texas Rangers, I must remind you, the Texas Rangers are still World Series champs as of this moment.
For a week. Yep.
Yes, until the World Series is over.
Yeah.
So
enjoy.
There you go. How was New York Comic-Con?
Comic-Con was great. I had a blast. I haven't been there in 5 years, since before the virus. So really excited to just get back into the old stomping grounds, into the swing of things. Hang out in Artist Alley, meet some great creatives. Just a lot of fun. That's what I like most about Comic-Con is Artist Alley. And Lauer and I did a whole podcast about that, so that should be up shortly.
Okay. Did you see any friends of Batman on Film there?
Yeah, Tim Sheridan was there. I was
Okay.
able to say hello, shoot a few words with him, talk about Lauer. Some legends were there. Got to say hello and meet Jeff Loeb. That was cool. That's a bucket list item. Got to meet Jay Lee, one of my favorite artists. That was great. Stephanie Phillips. So I also met Brian Azzarello, which was great, and Tom
He's a friend of Batman on Film. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch Gerads. So a lot of great Batman creators. Just got to tell them thank you for some certain stories, most likely Long Halloween and Killing Time, because I love those two stories a lot, especially Killing Time. I think it's a recent classic. I don't know if you've read that, right? It came out within a year.
Which one?
Batman Killing Time by Tom King.
I'm sure
If
I
you
did.
haven't, yeah, go read it.
It was in Batman, right?
No, it was its own title.
Give me the plot line real quick.
It's kind of like a countdown thing. I don't want to spoil it, is probably the whole thing, but Riddler and Catwoman are involved. I think you would enjoy it. So
I think I read it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I read it. Okay.
I'm sure you did.
That reminds me.
If you haven't read Killing Time,
I will pick
give
it.
it a
Yeah,
shot,
I think I read it.
crazy.
I will pick it up. I will pick up the collected version. Reminds me of that.
Got to talk to Tom King about that. That was great. And it was just fun. It was great. It's one of those BOF perks that I don't take for granted.
Did you see Tara Strong there?
I didn't know. Tara Strong was not there. Thankfully for me, because I wasn't prepared for that.
Okay. How about How about Kristen Milioti?
I wish she was there. I wish she was there. I didn't see her. She
Well,
probably
she was
was.
there. Yeah.
We weren't in the same. We weren't in the same area. I don't know how much I would have. You know what? If she was there, I might be terrified of her. She might pop me.
How was good weather for the event when you were there all weekend?
Oh, beautiful! It was beautiful, wonderful walking weather, which is fantastic for New York City. Couple blocks, maybe maybe 2.5 blocks from Penn Station. Not a far walk at all.
Yeah.
I hit up and then on my way back on Thursday, I was able to hit up my favorite bar and get their chicken wings and watch the Yankees lose to Cleveland in dramatic fashion.
Okay,
So
what bar
Thursday
is
didn't
that?
end great. Fela on 33rd. I think they
Okay.
make some great chicken wings, so check that out. They have a really great hot sauce. The
All
hot
right.
wings are phenomenal.
They have cold
Yeah.
beer there?
This ain't Europe, baby.
All right.
We are in the United States of America, good sir. The
Okay.
beer is cold.
All right. Well, let's talk some Penguin. Episode 5. This thing
we're
just
kind of
keeps.
halfway through here, pal, right? Like there's only
We're past halfway.
Yeah.
When we finished the episode 4 last week, between this last week since we last recorded, we were right there in the middle, and now we're on
we
the
got more
downslope.
behind us than we do ahead of us.
Yeah, we've got 3 more. And I'm gonna tell you right now, episode 5.
The body count's high too. This is what I wanted.
Episode 5 is titled Homecoming.
Mhm.
The writers were Brianna Gibson and Shay Ogbonna, and directed by Helen Shaver. And man, I tell you what, I didn't see a lot of things I didn't see coming. Which is what's great about this.
Sophia's unpredictable. I don't know who's more unpredictable, Sophia or Oswald.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I mean, that and it's just like again, Oswald able to just kind of adapt on the fly, even when things go wrong, right?
Yeah.
He's never a man without options. It seems he's always got some kind of option to get out of some kind of situation.
Well, it seems like as this episode ends, his options, well, they were looking pretty bad. His options were looking thin, but we'll get to that part. But I think he might have figured something out, but he's got his hands full.
So, but I'm also going to say this. I think Victor's actions are going to come up big here. And this, but we'll get into it in a little bit. But I think I don't think Victor kind of did as good of a job as others think.
So, just to recap quickly, when we left off last episode, Sophia had carbon monoxide poisoning spread throughout the Falcone mansion, killing everyone but her little second cousin and her other second cousin, old Johnny Vitti, because she very, very nicely, such a generous move, she left his window open while she was opening up the gas exhaust into the house. So he had fresh air.
She's a smart girl.
Yeah. And so we are at the aftermath. Gotham police are at the Falcone mansion, and our old friend.
That's it. The return of the voice, baby. It was so
Mackenzie
so
Bach,
happy to see him. Yeah,
chief of police.
Son of a bitch.
Makes an
appearance. A little suspicious, isn't it?
Yeah. He is in this episode. He comes to the
He looks like he lost some weight, by the way. He looks a lot slimmer than he did for the Batman, I got to say.
Might have been a different role or something he had, but we'll certainly, I guess we'll see him in part 2. He's still chief of police.
As long as the voice is around, I'm excited for the Gotham Police Department because I've never heard anyone talk like that, and for some reason I'm just like drawn to that voice.
So, who's next in line to be police commissioner then? He's a higher rank than Gordon, right? He's chief of police.
I believe chief of police. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Maybe this is as much origin. Maybe this is as much of a beginning into Gordon as it is Batman. I'm not really sure, but you know, it doesn't even seem like Gordon's like, at least from what we saw, even interested in the job. He's just kind of focused on his essential work. You know, he doesn't want to be
Yeah.
police commissioner, right? There seems to be no kind of real drive there, but
Yeah.
you know, we'll worry about it. I mean, we got a couple more films, right, before something happens.
Yeah. So, he's there. There's a cool, clever exchange, little scene between Sophia and our old friend, Police Chief Bach, where she kind of gives him the business a little bit, huh?
Yeah, they kind of go back and forth. You
Yeah.
know, he's definitely there's definitely something in the air. You know, he's kind of suspicious of what's going on, and you know, there's kind of a point where Sophia turns from kind of like a somber, grieving family member to kind of a defensive, almost suspect, right?
And
Like
she
makes
she
that
takes a few jabs at
change.
him and says, like, are you coming here? I don't like, I'm just paraphrasing, coming here with your hand, with your hand open, but McKenzie seemed to be, he leaned to the decent side with the Gotham PD.
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
seemed to be one of the good cops.
Yeah.
Along with Gordon, like there was nothing
Yeah.
to indicate he was crooked, although you know, the commissioner was.
Yeah. Even when Batman insinuated he was, you son of a bitch.
Could it be you?
So yeah, it was good to see him. Good to see that connection. Even though we know this is it's a sequel, it's the halfway, it's the in between, it's the bridge to the Batman Part 2 from the Batman Part 1.
Now this isn't like them shoving it down. Look, we're shared. This is the shared universe, the Batman universe.
No,
Look,
it totally makes sense. I mean,
I'm just busting your balls.
I know. He is the chief of police, and then you just had the rest of the entire Falcone crime family are were all killed, and I'm sure eyebrows are raised among the Gotham police that, it's very convenient that the entire Falcone family, and this is not, look, we're still a week or so after the events of the Batman, maybe 2 weeks now. So within just 2 weeks, everybody, but
everyone in the house is dead and the serial killer is alive.
Yeah. Yeah. So-called serial killer. So
right. This just released convict.
And she's got remember, she let Johnny Vitti, she let him she at the end, she's points to the gun, put your pants on, Johnny, we need to talk. And so
Johnny had to make some phone calls.
She has him chained up in the family mausoleum, where it's cold as hell. She made sure he was even colder. She brought a bucket of cold water, poured all over him until he came around to her. He came around to her side, of things, and we find out. I thought it was a good, and it's a good setup too, because he seemed to, he was her mother's first cousin, and he talked about, she tried to leave before, and I helped her. She had she was going to take you and your brother and go, but she didn't. I had a car waiting.
Do you believe him?
Yes.
I mean, he could be just like the rest of these guys and could be lying just to save his life.
I did believe him, because I think that it's 100. It's probably one of the reasons why Carmine killed her. Ultimately.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know how much Vitti was involved in it personally, because knowing that Sophia's mother is kind of like a trigger for her, and Johnny played a whole part in sending Sophia up the river. I can't put it at a possibility that Vitti's kind of stretching the truth there. Not that it really matters, but it's just it's just I think that mafia profile. Like, man, these guys will do
it's
anything.
Always
it's pulling at the strings.
I think he figures out his options are. He doesn't have any options. He may have one option.
It's either freeze or talk.
Yeah. So she wants money, a lot of cash it's not marked. She knew that belonged to her father. So yeah, he's going to come around to that. But we find out some other details that
he ruffles up. He wrangles up the soldiers.
Yeah. So that's going on with Sophia. Oz is kind of like, he's on the lam a little bit. He has Vic. He dispatches Vic to get his mother, take her to a safe place, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think this is big here, man.
Yeah, he knows Sophia is going to be out to get him. He finds out about the Falcons being all killed. He still has the plan with the mushrooms. And so what do you think about his whole, he kidnaps the son of, he goes to seize Carmine, and
everything's just insane. He goes crazy to negotiate with Carmine. He's kidnapped his kid.
Yeah.
Because we know the wife is Carmine's wife, not Carmine, Salvatore. Sal's wife. Sal's wife is she's kind of like acting boss, right? While he's in prison, she's kind of making the moves. And I thought that the trade-off between the kid and the mushrooms was actually kind of brilliant in all ways. Mostly because, I think they kind of set it up earlier in the show with Vidi and Sophia. Like, oh, he drowned him in water. He's keeping him cold. Like, this is like an old Falcone torture trick, right? But instead, the kid's dripping head to toe in gasoline, gives mommy a hug, and all of a sudden we're having a barbecue. It's
the kid was an easy mark. He was a dipshit, this kid.
Oh, he made Alberto look like an MIT grad.
Yeah. So, he's getting a back tattoo, and Oz and his men bust in, and
he's wearing the headphones, so he has no idea everyone around him getting popped.
Yeah. Yeah. So that you're going to make the exchange. And then Oz, as he's leaving Blackgate prison after making the deal with Carmine, not Carmine, excuse me, Sal Maroni. Carmine dead.
Your Italians mixed up.
Carmine, he's dead. He died in the Batman. So
Falcons are gone, baby.
Yeah, we do see Oz has maybe a guard or two, at least one on the take, with Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Because he gives him an assignment, right?
Oz has definitely made some big power moves that we haven't seen, because now he's got people inside Blackgate. We've known since the beginning that Blackgate's been a Maroni stronghold because everything, he just can make he could do his business in plain sight. Nobody cares. He's not exactly whispering either. But now Oswald's got people in Blackgate, which is very interesting because now he's trying to off Sal.
Yeah. That's the plan. And so talk about that whole, when they meet to make the exchange, the mushrooms for dipshit Maroni.
Oh, that's really good. Like I was saying earlier, man, they totally made me think that they had, like, the Falcons have this like torture technique about like get people in cold water. But a little, like, I forget, I'll just call him Vinny. Vinny Maroni's just drenched head to toe in gasoline and gives his mother a hug at the exchange.
Hey, man.
But the whole point of that really was to get the mushrooms, and the Maronis kind of screwed that up because they tried to pull a fast one on Ozzy and his buddy.
Yeah.
They
tried to ambush them. Yeah.
They ambushed them, but which led to the gunfire and then the barbecue, which then in turn set off the sprinkler system, which ruined the mushrooms.
Yeah.
So it's Oz kind of shot himself in the foot with his big theatrics.
He did, but that setting a mother and her son on fire. I don't care how bad they are.
Yeah.
That's effed up, man.
Yeah, he's pretty ruthless. And then he bragged about it to Sal on the phone. He told him to give his wife a call. Yeah.
And Colin Farrell's great here. He's watching them burn. I mean, they're on fire.
And that's a clip we've seen in various promotional material of him smiling in the fire.
That look, that smile is like sadistic, man. And then, but you're right that it bit him in the ass in a way, because the
The mushrooms.
fire
Remember, like,
extinguishers and
yeah.
it's like almost like they sent out like fire extinguisher shit everywhere. Whatever, and ruined the mushrooms except for 2 buckets. And the hit on Maroney didn't go as planned, right?
Right.
I thought he was dead. So they do a great job of letting you.
I thought
think
that was
something.
great because it made
Yeah.
me think of Oz, the old HBO jail program, which I loved a lot. I grew up watching that show. That show's crazy. So if you like prison stuff, give that a shot. It brought me back to that. Just there's nothing like a good old shank scene in prison. It really gets you excited. But yeah, no, Maroney's an elusive guy. I thought he was toast too, but he's resilient.
So he makes it out. We find out he's got out of prison. Must have been easy. I mean, he probably was in prison because I want to say in name only. I mean, he was in prison, but it's not like he was in prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was definitely like kind of like Goodfellas prison.
I mean, it was like he basically he needed to get out. He got out, and there was no,
which I thought was pretty interesting because it
wasn't like Escape from Alcatraz or anything like that.
It wasn't. I can't imagine it being that complicated. It seemed like he ran everything within Blackgate anyway. So then, for him to just, I guess everyone just kind of turned the other way as he's unlocking all the doors.
Yeah, for sure. So now Oz he knows Maroney didn't get whacked, so he's got that to deal with. And then the great scene, Johnny Vitti sets up a meeting with whatever grunts, whatever soldiers, non-made men soldiers of the Falcone family who are left. And they're all meeting at this big conference table. Sophia comes in. She's wearing one of her mother's coats, Gigante. She's going to go by her mother's family name from now on.
The Falcones are dead.
Yes. The Falcones are dead. This is the beginning of the Gigante family. And in a scene that reminded me, took me back to episode 1 of like a holy F moment that you didn't see coming.
No idea. Did not. Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
Okay. No, I was like, he didn't last that long.
No.
That's exactly what I said.
So I'm thinking, okay, Johnny Vitti's going to be her number one. He's going to be like Bob the Goon, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be like Bob the Goon now. He's for Sophia and the Gigante family. He goes to counselor. She just pulls out a gun and blows his fucking head off.
You can see that this was not going to be a very good working relationship.
Yeah.
So she just took care of it right away.
I mean, I did not see that coming, and I was like, okay, wow. All right, Pete, let's pause just for 1 second right here so we can have these words from our sponsors. Now, she is, after all she's been through, and I watched, they talked about it in the post episode creator talk. How is she crazy? I don't know.
Yeah.
She's very smart, but like I said, 10 years in Arkham could make you crazy, but even if she is, she's no dummy. She's no dummy.
Yeah. No, she's definitely crazy, but she's not stupid.
Yeah. So those men, they kind of look, and she goes, go ahead. And they take the money, so she has them on her side. She promises them more money than they were making with her father. And, her father. Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about this, just going back to Victor and Victor's whole objective, we haven't covered that a whole lot.
Yeah. We're going to get to Victor.
I was wondering if you saw somebody at the table, maybe they made an appearance at Crown Point at some point. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if an individual was there or not. I wonder if that is now that I'm just thinking about it, I gotta go back and relook.
Someone we see later in Crown Point, or we saw in Crown Point?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't notice, so I'll
I
have
got
to
to go
go.
back and look because he
Okay,
kind of fits that mold for those guys. They all kind of look,
yeah.
the unmade guy.
But okay? Well, the guy that anyway, that's where Victor he ends up he takes Francis Cobb to Crown Point, which is like
The forgotten part of
devastated
Gotham.
from the flood, right? And yeah, forgotten part. I mean, it seems like the city, they don't care. It was the worst hit with the Riddler flood, and the city's worried about the other more prominent areas.
Yeah.
There's still, there's garbage and trash and
It's
debris
definitely
and
last on the
wreckage
list.
everywhere. And it's kind of like a no man's land, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, it's like there's no law there. You know what I
Doesn't
mean?
seem like it.
Yeah. So he's got an abandoned apartment that had belonged to a friend of his,
Which
and
I
he
think is
sees
the kid who got popped, right?
might have been, yeah,
I think that's who it was. It comes full
yeah,
circle.
yeah. And then the guy, he sees the guy, he says that this guy Squid.
Yeah, bad dude.
We met him before on the roof, right? He came up on the roof the night of the flood.
Hmm.
We saw that
Yeah,
flashback scene.
I
Okay.
believe so.
So he's like a local, very local, small, big timer for that area. Does that make sense? I mean, he's a
Hmm.
small timer in the grand scheme of Gotham and all of the underworld, but he's kind of the
Would you
bad
call him a
guy.
poor? He's probably the Rich Calabrese of a bad part of Gotham, right?
Yeah, yeah. We do hear about Rex He comes back
That's it,
again.
Rex. I called him
Yeah,
Rex.
Rex.
Yeah.
Rex Calabrese. He tells Victor all about him. Vic spots him and says, "I don't." He tells her who he at Squid. He kind of
He
runs
doesn't register
operations
with
around
Francis.
here,
Yeah.
and I gotta want him to see us, but he does see him go in that apartment.
Yeah,
Squid.
I think yeah, he notices. What's this old? Who's
Okay.
this old woman?
Okay. So something
He notices
that's for a reason. I have no idea what will
somehow.
come of that,
I'm
but
telling you, something's going to come out. So that's coming
Okay.
back to. I mean, it's going back to Sophia, right?
Okay.
At some point, it's going to somehow
So
go back.
Is he the one you thought was at the table? The Squid?
Yeah, I think he might fit in around with the table. I got to look at
Okay.
that table again. But
Okay.
if he's not there, I wouldn't be surprised. But if he's there, I mean, with the way the show
Because
sets
nothing,
things up,
I was
it
thinking,
wouldn't be
okay,
crazy.
I thought, okay, he's going to show up at this apartment, but we never see him,
He might. Well, he might. I mean, we don't know when. He might be picking his moment. Because look, where the show leaves off, where it seems like Batman might have a neighbor. Victor
Yeah.
and Oswald, they're both together. So we don't know what's going on at the apartment, right? Like,
I don't know if
it
that's
seems
what
like
I'm
the building's
saying.
abandoned.
Are they still
While the two
staying
of them,
there?
there's no one else. There's no one else
Okay.
there to keep an eye on her.
I thought he would show up during this episode and something would go down.
And
But
let's not forget,
yeah,
earlier in the season, she goes off on her own because of her dementia,
yeah,
and she's got to be brought back in the house.
yeah,
If she walks out in Crown Point, I don't know what's going to happen to her.
yeah, yeah. Something's going.
There's possibilities.
Well,
she
we
could just
didn't
run across him as they're looting some car or whatever.
Yeah, we didn't see Squid again and see him go see Squid, see Vic and Francis Cobb go into the building for no reason. Something's coming down with that. And I think, maybe he is one of Sophia's new Gigante men.
There's a couple possibilities.
Yeah. Interesting. So Oz, gets to the apartment and he goes to see his mom. He loves his mom, but she's like, she's pissed off. But he basically telling him he effed up. Can't even take care of your mother,
Yes, it seems that Crown Point has some bad memories for the Cobb
it reminds
family.
her of where she grew up, he grew up. Reminds her of the apartment where she raised her kids, and it was very similar, it even says close by. And that the city was, talked about the city being their playground, and I didn't play ball, blah 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 blah, and talked about his brothers, and it's like the city took them, the city took them. He says, and he dumps out this change jar, and he finds an old trolley token, subway token, and he talks. So then that's him and Vic. They leave, and like you said, goes in, getting close to the Batman, huh? The way he,
I saw that. At first, I was like, they're not going to do, like, they're not just going to like stumble onto the Batcave, are they? Kind of like Dark Victory style, right? I'm just sitting there like, no way. And then he pumps up this generator. I was like, so the Penguin and the Batman are neighbors?
Yeah.
This is kind of great. Can you imagine Batman using the tunnels trying to get to like one crime scene to another and stumbles upon Penguin's mushroom farm? It's pretty cool.
It seems like,
I don't know.
Gotham has lots of
tunnels.
Like their mass transport is more like Chicago, where it's L's, it's elevated trains. And they had this subway underground trolley system, because Oz is telling him about it. Do you know about the underground trolley system? He goes, no. And he said, yeah, we used to do it, and they shut it all down. That's what that token
seemed like
was
it
for.
became too expensive for the city to upkeep.
So he had an idea, and that's how we know from the Batman. That's how Batman is able to get around so quietly. He's going through all these tunnels, and he get back to his the Batcave, which is underneath the Wayne building,
the Underground Railroad.
Yeah. And so he figures out, he has this idea. Yeah, I can set up the whole operation here.
Because it's a damp, dark environment, and that's good for
mushrooms. Yes.
Mushrooms.
He's only got those 2 buckets, so he's got to grow more.
How am I supposed to build an empire with 2 buckets?
Yeah. I didn't think. I did go with the Batman connection. I was like, okay, this is a Batman connection, because, and that is something really you would only, like if you hadn't seen the Batman, which you really don't have to watch the Penguin, but as we saw that we've watched the Batman, I've seen it, I've seen it once or twice, the Batman, once or twice, 100
the whole
times.
way through, all the way through.
Have I seen, how many times I've seen it all the way through? I mean, honest, probably 20, 25 times or more. Sometimes I'll just put a clip on. Like usually it's that, the I'm Vengeance scene. I mean, that's a great scene. Or at the end with the torch. So anyway, now you get me off the Batman. But you recognize it. You recognize it. I recognize it. Yet this is the Batman's. This is his place. This is where he gets around the city unseen. And now the Penguin's down there. That doesn't mean the Batman's going to show up, but
also, if I'm very familiar with the New York City subway system, so off the top of my head, I'm just like, there's a good chance that they could never interact. There's a possibility it could happen, but there's a very good chance with how I'm just thinking about New York. I mean, the Crown Point could be, as far as I know, Brooklyn, and the Batman lives, in the Upper West Side. So I'm just saying, like, there's a good chance that they never interact with the way the subway system works and all the tunnels and everything.
He's got to be close.
It's kind of a cool thing. It's a really cool concept.
He's got to be close.
All he needs is a duckmobile, and then he's looking
for. Where they entered that subway, that the old shut down underground trolley system, as they call it, it's got to be in Crown Point, because they're not far from that. They're not out and about in the city because there's a lot of too much shit going down. They're on the run almost. They're in hideout mode,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're in hideout. Well, he's also got the old Volvo. They probably drove a little bit because they don't, walking around, you don't want to be seen. They are, like you said, they are on the lam. I did like how Ozzy just didn't care. He's just I'm gonna take this other piece of metal. I'm gonna bang this other piece of metal, make a lot of noise, and we're gonna go down this dark tunnel. I was like, could you be a little quieter? You are on the run here, pal.
Got to mention the scene talking about Rex Calabrese. He has to burn his Maserati up. because
The
it was
chariot.
basically
The
a
chariot.
damn murder weapon. He's like, what are you gonna do? Just that's his guys
Well,
show up.
let's be brutally
Yeah,
honest. There's no way that's his first Maserati because in the first
yeah,
movie, it gets just totaled by the Batman
yeah.
in the chase scene. So Ozzy's on Maserati number 3. So financially, he's
Okay,
doing very well.
yeah. So that was a good scene. So when if you haven't checked that episode out, I liked it. He's talking about Rex Calabrese again. But it's the same stuff. How people loved him, and he just this Rex Calabrese. So that seems to be that's what Oz wants to be. He wants to be a Rex Calabrese. Then we got to the Gigante and Maroney families. Are they making a partnership here? Are they making a pact here, Pete? What do you think?
Well, now they have a
good
common
bet.
enemy in Oswald.
Yeah, yeah.
Oswald's basically killed everyone they ever cared about. He's killed Maroney's family,
Yeah.
wife and son. He killed Alberto. And then Sophia still blames him for
Or going to
specifically
Arkham. Yeah.
going to Arkham. She puts it all on
Yeah.
him to kind of get Sal to join forces. So yeah, it seems like they're kind of joining together, which only makes it seem like Sophia's going to kill Sal at some point, right?
I'm gonna stop guessing what the hell's going to happen, or even thinking, because they lead you down one path and then something comes
I'm not saying
out.
this partnership's going to last long.
Oh, no. I mean, at the end, when it's all said and done, there's going to be one boss.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be Oswald.
And it's got to be Oz. He becomes the Penguin, the top dog crime boss of Gotham. So we think. But he's in the Batman Part 2, as we know. But this is where we're at now with 3 episodes left. I got just like so many thoughts. I mean, what's going to happen to Francis? What's going to happen with Sophia and Maroney? This team up, this villain team up, if you want to call it that.
Also, don't forget at Alberto's funeral, Oswald tells Sophia his mother's dead, right?
Yeah.
Like he gives her a whole speech.
Yeah.
It's coming back to Sophia, and it's going to be a whole big thing. I can't. Oh man, whatever the hell they got up their sleeve, I don't know, but it's going to be crazy.
Okay, so Squid sees
it's all coming together. All his lies, all his stories. It's all going to come back.
Squid knows Vic. We know that, but he wouldn't know who the old lady is.
No, that's enough to pique the interest. Though. That's enough to probably make him do some digging. I mean, if that building's condemned, there's a good shot he walks right up those stairs with the 2 of them in the subway.
Like Vic, but
because remember, we just saw Oswald walk right in the room.
Who knows? I mean, who really knows that Vic? I mean, like, Sophia doesn't know who Vic is.
Doesn't know the mother. So that the connective tissue has to be described.
Going to have to figure out how this all comes to be. And I guess we will, because we got 3 episodes left. Man, that's some good stuff. Oh, got to mention this, man. That son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Julian Rush pops back up.
Yeah,
the doctor.
He's a doctor, part-time hood.
Comes to see Sophia and says, he wants in on whatever she's got planned next. He seemed to be a little shady. He was a weirdo in my opinion. He kind of comes.
I don't know really what to make of him just yet, to be honest with you. Because it's like, did he kind of abuse her in Arkham or not? She still confines in him. Is there a romance thing going on? Is he just after money? Like I can't. He's the one character I can't really wrap my finger around.
Yeah. I still get people. I see, even I've got emails. He's got to be Hugo Strange, right? I'm like, then why would he just be Hugo Strange from the beginning? Why is he Julian Rush?
I don't mean. Well, because
Hey,
they named the Penguin Oz Cobb.
I mean, If he ends up being Hugo Strange, he ends up, I don't know. I don't see it. He seems to be just
He's
just
Calendar
Julian
Man. He's
Rush.
got to be Calendar Man. He's Calendar
Yeah.
Man.
And I think he gets whacked at some point.
Maybe.
How does this son of a bitch end? Son of a bitch. How does it end?
It's going to end with the Joker busting down the Maroni's doors and killing everyone.
When they're in Arkham, do you ever? I mean, they've been in Arkham a couple times, and especially the. I mean, do you ever thought they would do one of those, like those scenes in Batman Begins when Batman's running through there and you see people in cells? Yeah, do you ever they would they would just like the Joker
she's
tease?
She's in the female population, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect to see
because the dude who will be the Joker and the Riddler, they're there. So anyway, it's all connected, right? It's all connected.
And I'm sure Mr. Freeze is there, Clock King, we already know Magpie was there. So
Magpie,
who else could be there? Obviously one of the Clayfaces.
Crazy Quilt will be there. Shape-shifting Clay, Matt Hagen.
Poison Ivy's definitely there.
Yeah, she's down. Yeah, she's down there at the very bottom with the
Royal Flush Gang.
They're going to get her to come help with the mushrooms, to grow the mushrooms.
Okay.
Because
they'll break out Poison Ivy. Yeah.
She'll talk to them, and she can talk to mushrooms too, right? They're a fungus,
that's part of the green. Yeah, you know what they do?
Yeah.
They go back to Slaughter. What they probably will do is Oswald will probably go down to Slaughter Swamp and get the rest of the mushrooms, because that's probably where they come from. And he'll run into Grundy, and there'll probably be some exchange there, and then Swamp Thing will pop up.
Yeah, I was about to say, they'll have Swamp Thing show up and have a little crossover.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it'd be maybe that Swamp Thing series that you reviewed for Batman on Film that you liked quite a bit. It'll be that.
Yeah, with Derek Mears.
They'll connect it to that.
They'll revive it.
There you go.
So the Swamp Thing for DC Universe.
Now you sound like me and Lauer. Look at all these ideas. I'm going to steal our ideas, and we're going to get no damn credit whatsoever. All right.
I don't know. I don't need credit. 3
episodes left, Pete, and I'm going to be kind of bummed out when it's over with.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It's weird. It's kind of the end here. It's flown by fast, but it's been one hell of a ride.
Yeah.
So, and it's a lot better than that other show that had the Penguin.
It's like I've enjoyed being weekly, to watch it and wait and get anticipation. Like I just finished going our series on Cape Crusader. I watched all those within a day and a half, and then we've been almost pretty weekly. I think we skipped a week in there a couple of times, but we've been doing each episode, and now we did episode 10 last week, and that it's kind of like that was the end of it for me, and now I'm waiting on season 2 of Cape Crusader, but I got 3 left, and then we're gonna have that stretch we have to wait for the Batman part 2.
Well, that's good. Anticipation's good for
year
and
a half ish. A little over a year and a half. All right, so we shall continue this discussion next week on the Social Hour here on Batman on Film, the Penguin, and that's what we these are nothing but A's grades for me all the way through each episode. I haven't been disappointed.
Yeah,
I have not been disappointed at all. I have not watched the episode, so this is kind of a lull here. I've never thought that. It's good stuff.
No, nothing is really the anticipation for the first episode. Nothing's really matched it, in my opinion. Just waiting for it and then finally getting
that's
there's
like
something
a movie.
about that.
You wait for it's like waiting for a movie and it gets here. But this, it's like that was a big deal for get that first episode. So,
well, I still think that might be my favorite, just because it was so new and the anticipation. I really enjoyed that. I don't think any of them are bad. I think they're all on par. I think they're all
the ratings continue to go up. And previous
wasn't episode 4 the highest rated TV show on IMDb?
And it's like the people are the rating watching the viewership ratings keep going up, and previous episodes, the views keep getting bigger because I think people are finding this, and we know people are finding the Batman because of this. I'm telling you, my hypothesis that we could be on the verge of Batmania 4 may play out with Batman Part 2, and the Penguin will surely help here. So maybe not total Batmania, but I 100%, I totally believe the Batman Part 2 is going to be a bigger hit box office wise than the Batman. And I think the Penguin have a lot to do with it.
We're not in a post-Batman world.
We don't do a post-Batman world. We're in a Batman world. Always have
Amen,
been.
brother. Amen.
The Batman world since 1966. So,
and
they really party. All right. So we're going to end this one here, Pete. Anything you want to mention? You got going on either here or I think you and Holzman got a new episode up of Straight Outta Gotham.
Holzman was busy doing whatever he does, conquering.
Thought
the
he was
world,
over there eating schnitzel and.
He was. He just dominated Germany.
Hot
beer.
He
went over there. He spread his seed. So he's got a couple kids that'll be due in a few months. But I don't know exactly what's going on. He was just busy last week. But Straight Outta Gotham's there. Catch up on that. At Spidey Coalition, BatmanOnFilm.com, Batman on Film YouTube. Me and Lauer did a podcast recently just covering Comic-Con, some action figures, comic book releases, some news, what I experienced while I was there. So that should be up soon.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be up.
Tom Taylor's Detective Comics comes out this week. So we are in a new era. Let's kind of enjoy that and see what that's all about. So we'll have a review about that coming this week, and that's really it.
All right, sounds good. Did those friends of Batman on Film, they knew who you were, right? I'm Pete from Batman on Film. I said, oh hell yeah.
Well, it's funny. They knew that. Oh, you're Lauer's friend. Yes, Lauer's friend. So Lauer's name carries weight, and
Lauer's a power player now.
You mentioned Lauer's name at the food stand. You get free hot dogs.
I didn't know that. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah.
Oh, Lauer's name carries some weight.
Thought they mention his name. They give you a bowl of. They'll give you a bowl of Fruity Pebbles or Count Chocula and a Mountain Dew.
It's you know what? It's edible.
Yeah. Okay.
You can eat it.
All right. Batman on Film. Batman-on-film.com. You find everything there. I will mention, like I said, we just finished going through all 10 episodes of Batman Caped Crusader. And then it's a podcast. There's a written recap and review as well. So if you haven't checked those out, do that. And if you're just jumping on board with this Penguin, our breakdown of the Penguin, check those episodes out as well. We got 3 more left. Can't wait to see where this goes. And then we're going to have that. We got to enjoy that ride from damn near. A year and a half sounds better to me instead of almost 2 years, right? So if I say doesn't a little over a year and a half sound better than
it'll be here before you know it? It's not going to be. Oh no, it will be here.
Hey, it'll be here before you know.
Hear about those fanboys complaining the wait between the Batman and the Batman Part 2 is taking forever.
Yeah. And when I hear that, I always say, "Well, guess what."
Well, the Dark Knight, I go, you have
Dark Knight's
14
years ago. Dark Knight was 14 years ago. Batman Begins next year will be 20 years. So come on, you can wait. A little over a year and a half. All right, and it to be filming here pretty soon. So that's one good thing. We'll have Matt Reeves has been pretty fan friendly with little tidbits, released. He did the old costume screen test and pictures and little teases along the way.
I hope he just takes a picture of some mud and then everyone's like, Clayface confirmed. That's what he looks like in the movie.
Yes. Exactly. All right. Announcer Rachel will finish up here. We'll catch you next time.
You have been listening to the BOF Social Hour, Jett's official podcast on Batman on Film. Follow BOF on Threads at The Batman on Film. Follow BOF on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Batman on Film. To help keep BOF up and running, go to patreon.com/BatmanOnFilm, or you can buy BOF a beer at buymeacoffee.com/TheRealBatmanOnFilm. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original, Batman on Film, founded in 1998.